Twisters. What more can I say? There's lots of big wind heading for this movie, and while it's pretty action-packed at times, it isn't really anything special for the most part. Disaster movies are just mainly mediocre, and this one is no exception. However, unlike those movies, this one has a likable cast and, at least, it moves at a pretty smooth pace. Again, it's not because there's anything wrong with this movie, which I think it's actually a decent movie this year. I just, at times, felt tired while watching this movie at times. There was not a lot of true satisfaction with its surrounding disaster events. So why is this movie like this? Well, let's not get blown away with my movie review on Twisters and learn the good parts and the bad parts of this one. Before we start this video, don't forget to leave a like on this video if you enjoy it. And don't forget to subscribe as well as hitting the bell icon to see more content. Thank you and enjoy. To start with the good qualities, this movie has a strong message about its main weather condition: tornadoes. We get to see just how powerful and dangerous tornadoes are. You even get to see what happens when you get sucked into one. They destroy anything in their path, delivers strong winds and cloudy weather conditions. The dark cinematography makes them even more dangerous and unpredictable. All of the acting is also fun to watch. Daisy Edgar-Jones and Glenn Powell both give off very good talents to help bring their characters' chemistry to life. In fact, the background characters for Tyler can also show just how much fun those actors had with their attitude and what they bring to the story. I really just wish a lot more people got involved in the main plot, as the characters could have been memorable if more people were involved. Furthermore, the effects are very outstanding here. The best part of this movie is the cinematography, which creates a great dark atmosphere, showing you that a tornado with gusts of strong winds is approaching the area. And the additional visuals on the tornadoes are amazing, with all being very fantastic to look at, as this is a case of using its budget to the maximum. Even if it sort of shifts into a romantic story at times, this movie also boosts some really nice elements with science fiction and action. A lot of the science shown for the weather conditions are really nice because it's very fitting with the planet temperature and impacts to countries. As for the action, it can be really fun to watch as well, especially when everyone works together to help the plot move along. The character development is also very great, especially for the leads Kate and Tyler. Their relationship greatly changes over time, working together to help keep their tornado business afloat. They don't come off as annoying even at times, as they know immediately when a tornado event happens. So they just get right into it together and hunt it down. It all changes pretty well and makes them both likable. Lastly, it delivers very potent messages about the effects of the environment and weather hazards. Shows us the warnings of incoming weather events like storms and tornadoes, as well as strong winds. It also lets us see how dangerous they are, with how much damage nature can do to us due to the Earth's increase in temperature over time. It's a case of one impact after another. So now on to the bad qualities on what really drags this movie down. First of all, it's very much cliche compared to the first. Like it's trying to be like the original with modern day like tropes, but instead they rip off a lot of scenes and none of them add a sense of excitement. It also instead shifts to romance at times, adding little room for its leads to make use of. They should have focused on the man versus nature plot in this movie instead, and tried to feel unique and not so similar to the original. Also, the tornadoes shown in this movie makes zero sense, with there being so many plot holes to do with them. How can a massive, threatening tornado be stopped by a few simple chemicals? And in real life, tornadoes are actually very serious as they are louder, cause more damage, and can make hurricanes. In this film, it's barely registered at all, and they don't destroy a whole lot in this. They don't even sound as threatening or loud even. Also, its storyline is uninspiring and doesn't really do much here. In the original, the people were smart to research tornadoes to warn people. But in this, the people want to stop the tornadoes themselves without any warning whatsoever. It can be said that it's more ridiculous instead of fun, which already takes away on what made the original so great. Even with its action-packed tornado sequences, the action is very generic and not very fun to watch. Half of the time, it's just people chasing after them and just getting themselves killed. Even the final scene isn't really that exciting. It should have a darker tone with this sense of fear for tornadoes. Like, we all should know how scary tornadoes are in real life, but everyone here instead goes in like they are expecting to get rid of them without breaking a sweat. Also, this is what confused me the most. It's apparently a sequel to the first when it isn't. If anything, this should have been a spin-off if it's not set in the original film's universe, as both are identical, but Twisters is like the same, but with updated visual effects and more action. It doesn't make sense at all, and it should have been a separate film. Finally, the characters are all slowly forgotten about as the film goes on, except for its leads Kate and Tyler. A lot of the background characters aren't written enough and don't get a lot of changes in expressions. It's like the film wanted to concentrate on two big stars and completely forget that the others exist. It's as if it tries doing something similar to some other movies, but worse. Overall, my final opinion on Twisters, it's enjoyable for what it is. I mean, I enjoyed the cast, thought that was pretty fun, and some of the action does pop at times, but the problem is that it feels no different than its predecessor. It's like they took the original Twister film, remastered it into 2024 cinema, and changed almost nothing about it. There's a lot to enjoy about disaster movies that can really keep you on your toes, but this one just seemed lacking. I mean, I didn't hate the film, and is nowhere near as bad as some of the worst movies of this year. It just isn't the best, nor anything remarkable. I guess if you're a big fan of Glenn Powell and like big intense action that feels nostalgic, watching it maybe you will love it. As a base movie, it's fun for what it is. It's definitely better than that 2012 disaster film I watched 2 years ago, but there are more alternatives that can do more than leave me satisfied instead of getting blown away with expectations. What is your opinion on Twisters? Did it make you satisfied with its results? Does it at least deliver the goods for you? And what other disaster movies do you enjoy? Let me know in the comment section below. And also, don't forget to leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it. And subscribe to my channel if you are new. And hit that bell icon to see more content on my channel. Thanks for watching. It's no different than its classic counterpart, but Twisters is a satisfying, disastrous movie that may satisfy fans of the original, as so long as you also love the meaning of nature.